They taught me to stay in line like everyone else, but they also taught me to express myself freely. That was what inspired RuPaul to become colorful and extravagant while others preferred to obey and stay in line. It's Jason, and I'm gonna tell you how RuPaul became the queen of drag queens. RuPaul Andre Charles was born 58 years ago in San Diego, California, into a conservative family. However, in a recent interview for People magazine, the actor, singer, and performer admitted that, although his mother was a Christian, she was also a kind of somewhat rebellious punk rocker. It's all because she was convinced that inside the organized religion there was too much hypocrisy. So, on one hand, RuPaul was taught to respect the norms established by society. On the other, he was also encouraged to free and artistic thinking. When RuPaul was 7 years old, his parents divorced, so sometime later he decided to move to Atlanta with his sister and brother-in-law. Something that the artist remembers from his childhood is how from a very young age he was fascinated by dresses, makeup, and high heels that belonged to his three sisters. He liked it so much that he often dressed up and pretended to be Diana Ross or Jane Fonda, and his family didn't judge him for that, despite being the only male child in his family. As he was always passionate about art, with Andy Warhol as his inspiration, RuPaul decided to study performing arts at the Northside School of Performing Arts in Atlanta. However, he didn't finish the course, but the years he spent at the university didn't go to waste, and because of that, he began his journey in the world of entertainment. Although, as it often is with many artists, he also had to do other things that had nothing to do with art to earn money. In the case of RuPaul, for some time he worked as a car dealer. I mean, that's quite the opposite of what he really wanted to do. In the 80s, RuPaul started to appear in some low-budget movies and finally moved to New York, where he appeared at the Wigstock Festival next to his then roommate Lady Bunny. RuPaul's huge charisma and his great talent to own the stage quickly gave him the title the Queen of New York, but the best in his career was yet to come. And in the 90s, RuPaul also tried his luck in the musical field. He got to collaborate with the legendary Sir Elton John in 1993. 2 years later, in 1995, he published his autobiography and also signed a contract as a model for MAC Cosmetics. And let me tell you, this was a great year for the artist. It's because besides all the other stuff, he also started his talk show called The RuPaul Show. But after 3 years on air, it was canceled in 1998. However, that wasn't the end of his career, but he was just getting started. Somehow, the previous experience gave him the necessary power, and in 2009, he returned with an even bigger bang with the reality show called RuPaul's Drag Race and its spin-offs, All Stars and Untucked. By the way, the efforts to be the queen doesn't happen only on the set of the contest, but the fights take place also behind the camera. Think of all the strict protocols the contestants have to follow, and of the many hours of recording in uncomfortable outfits, heavy makeup, and crazy high heels. All of RuPaul's effort has been worth it, because besides having a successful professional life, he lives happily with his husband, an Australian painter, George Labar, whom he married in January 2017. But to add to his success, in 2018, RuPaul became the first drag queen to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's quite admirable, right? Are you a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race? Do you think he will become even more successful? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with Curiosips. See you!